Do you think that people fake payouts and prop firms help them fake payouts?
There is one firm that reached out to me, and what's funny is they're in my DMs right now asking me for affiliate. It's one of those ones you just gotta subject yourself to their time in order to see the fruits of your labor. Because I do believe at some point there will be regulation coming in. There's actually a top step method. You know what? I've never shared this.
Some people say, as you would know, prop firms are a scam, or there are a lot of prop firms that are a scam. What's your take on that? And have you ever had a denied payout?
There's one firm.
So you have made hundreds of thousands in the trading industry, in your trading career, right?
Alhamdulillah.
How have you done it?
Full port NFP, full port CPI, I'm joking. The approach that I take is very conservative. So I've done around 250,000, but it's been over the span of 2 years. Whereas I know there'll be other traders out there that have done that within a year, potentially within a couple of months, which is fair play to them. But the way I approach the markets and the way I actually go into the charts is 2%, 2%, 2%, rotate funded accounts, 2%, 2%, 2%. There'll be, of course, those odd times and those lucky times, I would say, where a trade will obviously go further than just a 1 to 2 risk to reward. So based on my analysis, or even based on my risk management, I might be able to squeeze something a bit more out of that. But generally speaking, I'm a 1 to 2 risk to reward trader, and I keep it conservative. And then that's all I do. Even if it goes to a 1 to 10, 1 to 15, even if I see market just push in a certain direction, and I'm like, okay, maybe I should potentially hold it, I'll just take my 1 to 2. I'm happy with that, and just being happy with and content with a 1 to 2 has got me to where I am right now.
How long have you been trading for?
So this is my 5th year trading. I've been profitable for 3 years.
Do you think the 1 to 2? Because I'm actually thinking about this.
Okay,
Do you think the 1 to 2 risk to reward is a great way to curb psychological hurdles?
absolutely, especially with props, because I'll give you an example. There's one person I know. Yeah, he's got amazing technical analysis. Like he can read a chart better than me. He can read the chart better than most people that I know, but he's unprofitable. And the reason why is simply because he doesn't take profits when he should be taking profits. He should be like, he's expecting the market to reach this area of liquidity or this certain target, right? But he's floating 4,000, he's floating 6,000, but he won't close because he has this conviction that the market's going to go there, and maybe it will go there, but oftentimes it'll hit break even before it goes there. So the 1 to 2 approach, especially with props, I think it's the best way to go about it.
I think I actually agree, because I used to be that trader that's sitting in 6K profit, and I'm like, nah, because my target's 10K. So why
Mm,
would I take the 6K and like sell myself short? But
Mm.
now I'm more of the belief of just take the profit.
take the profit,
Just take the
exactly.
profit and run, because 9 times out of 10 the market is probably the way the market's moving now. I don't know if it's the same for you, but the way the market's moving at the moment, I am just like, take my profit, just get out. If I'm in profit, calm, I'll take it.
Yeah, so me personally, again, I'm a scalper as well, so I trade 1 minute. But what happens often is, like, because I trade short term reversals. For example, the day could be very very bullish, but at some point there will be a small reversal on the 1 minute. I'm trying to capitalize on that. So if I don't take my 1 to 2 within that small time frame, I will get burnt. And for me, I've seen that happen where I'll hit TP to the T to the tick, and then all of a sudden reverse.
Mm.
If I don't take my profit, then it becomes a problem. Obviously, if you hit break even, great risk management, whatever it might be. But oftentimes, how many times has a trader hitting their take profit, it's reversed, it's gone to their break even, and they think, you know what, let me move my stop loss back to original where it was supposed to be, and maybe afterwards it will start reversing back in my direction, and then it hits the SL, and then it gets even worse. Some traders I know, they'll go ahead and move it after it hits the SL because they still believe in the direction. So it doesn't. For me, it's like I'm happy with my 1 to 2. The market's giving me that. I just gotta play into the law of large numbers. 1 to 2 over time, over 100 trades, over 1,000 trades, it will be beneficial for me.
What are you trading?
Nasdaq and US 30.
I trade US 30 too.
Oh,
What are you?
US 30.
Nice.
Have you always traded those, or have you done?
So when I
FX
first
before?
started, it was FX as well.
They're laughing.
Because I'm just waiting for you to say.
I'm not
I
saying
started
anything.
trading USA
No,
this
no,
year.
I'm not gonna. We said
Um,
the same thing every pod. I can't be bothered anymore.
when I first started trading, it was mainly EUG focusing on FX, and then randomly I just started looking at US 30, just US 30 specifically, and I realized that my win rate would greatly increase if I just took out the FX. So I just focused on US 30. Then I found Nasdaq, and I saw that Nasdaq moves similar to US 30. There's a correlation between the two. On the 1 minute time frame as well, they move very, very similarly. Like in terms of like if US 30 does one thing, Nasdaq will tend to do the same thing as well. So then I introduced Nasdaq as well. I'm looking at S&P now, but I wouldn't include that until I have more data. But right now it's just Nasdaq and US 30 that I'm focused on.
Interesting. I feel like you two have something in common with the US 30 because I've got no idea. Every time I look at US 30, I'm like, yeah, I can mark it up, and my analysis sometimes plays out like that wedge
Yeah.
that I sent you. I'm scared.
Of what?
I don't know. Do you know what it is? Like, I
Are
think
you
even
scared or are
just,
you just comfortable with what you're doing
I
right
think
now?
I'm very comfortable with what I do, but also like seeing what Katie's had to go through in just changing from forex to indices, and like the difference in the lot sizing, the fact that it's like it's contracts and not actual.
That's similar to me and futures. Like right now I'm trying to figure out the futures game.
Same.
Last month I spent $8,000 on Top Step, every single one. I passed, but never got to a payout.
No
But
way.
that's the thing. It's like you've got. I always say like you've got to give
You gotta give
whatever
it
it is
time.
new the same time you did when you was profitable or something else. I was
Yeah.
trading yen before, and it took me, I'd say, 3 years to actually see money properly. Like not a couple of £60, like a few hundred, a few thousand. And then with US 30, I'm like, let me give it a year. And in not even a year yet, I've probably made way more money in like 3 months than what I have over the 2 years I was profitable.
Well done. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm scared. But I'm actually starting something. I haven't even told you yet, but this guy messaged me about getting into FX. So he's a futures trader and stock options trader. And he was like, I want to get into FX, but it seems really complicated. I said, well, I want to get into futures, and that seems really complicated.
Exactly.
So
Swap to swap.
we're going to do like a little content thing where I'll show him how to trade Forex and he'll show me how to trade
That's cute.
futures. Because it's like, me as an FX trader trying to go out into the world and find someone to teach me how to do futures, I feel like I don't want to pay for a mentor, because surely a mentor is just going to teach me how to analyze a chart. I know how to do that.
Yeah.
What I need is someone to give me a dummy breakdown of what do I need to download, what do I need to look at, what am I actually trading. Like those are the things that I need to know, and I don't feel like it's not like widely shared. I don't feel like in terms of futures.
The transition from forex to the transition from CFDs to futures and futures to CFDs, I agree with you in the sense that yeah, it is difficult, but ultimately you are trading the same chart, you're trading the same price action.
Yeah.
So it's just the execution between CFD firms and futures firms or whatever you're trading. It's just the execution bit that gets us. For example, I'm used to the way I trade is I pass an account 2-step. I always go for 2-step.
Same.
Get the account to profit 2%. Wait till payout date. Now with futures, I'm now being forced. For example, on Top Step on the 150K, I'm being forced to make an additional $150 for 4 trading days in profit in
That's so
order to
annoying.
be eligible for my payout. So like last month, I made $8,000 across my Top Step accounts, right? I'm like, cool, amazing. I've made back the money that I spent on the evals. Now all of a sudden, I've got to go ahead and now make $150 across 4 trading days. All right, cool. I can do that. Yeah, probably just try and gamble a 1-to-1, put thingies
But
on.
that's what
That's
they do to try
yeah,
and catch
that's what they
people
do.
out.
That's how I
that's
got. That's how when I went on I was on a run in January, February, but I was trading with Ghost on their triple payday account, and you could only make. I think it was you could only make 1.5% profit for the day, and you could only. I can't remember what it was, but you had to make 1.5% profit to count as a trading day.
Exactly. Yeah.
That proper messed me up psychologically.
Exactly.
And then as well, you was trying to trade different prop firms, so it's got different rules, and then you're like,
Yeah.
too much.
Yeah.
How do you navigate changing? Like you're basically splitting it. You've got 2 psychological mindsets. How do you navigate that?
Between futures and CFDs, or between props in general.
Just between everything. Like how do you go from
what-
changing your mindset of like, okay, I've got to make $150 for 4 trading days. Like, do you tell yourself like these are the rules? Do you have something up? Like, how do you navigate it?
If I had an answer for that, I would have got a payout with Top Step.
True. True.
So I'm still trying to figure it out. That's the thing. And I'm confident that I will over time. It's just that it's one of those ones you just got to subject yourself to the time in order to see the fruits of your labor.
Yeah.
Does it make sense? So again, I've not given up on the future stuff because I've seen people make silly money with futures. And if they can do it, why can't I? So all I got to do is just, obviously they went through a process. They went through some sort of labor, some sort of pain in order to get there. I just simply need to subject myself to the time, go through the same thing. I've already mastered CFDs to an extent. It can't be as difficult to get to that stage. I just got to subject myself to the time.
Do you think the analysis is easier? Because I was having a conversation with one of my old students the other day, and he's going through a phase at the moment where he's gone through a really good run. He's made payouts. He's made back everything he spent on the market, spent on education. But now he's like stuck in this losing streak, and he's just like really psychologically struggling. So I said to him, have a look at futures, because I've seen a lot of traders that have gone from struggling, switched to futures, and now are insanely profitable. Do you think like there's less manipulation, less volatility? Like, is it easier to navigate?
Okay, so one thing I'll say, for example, my analysis for this week, all right, I was looking at the weekly time frame on futures and the weekly time frame on CFDs, right, on Nasdaq. So Nasdaq's obviously made all-time highs, right? And the way I determine whether or not on the lower time frames we're going to be pushing lower or higher is based on how the candle closes for the previous week. So Nasdaq on futures closed with a bullish candle closed below the previous wick, yeah. Whereas on CFDs it closed above. So anyone that's looking at it from a CFD perspective would think, okay, we're going further upwards. Whereas anyone from a futures perspective would have looked at it and said, okay, cool, we're moving downwards. I feel like on the 1 minute time frame, it more or less moves the same. But these small discrepancies, obviously with futures, it's all the price feed is the same across all firms. With the CFDs, you've got different feeds that come from different brokers, whatever it might be. So I would say that futures is a lot more, because it's the same across the whole board. That's an advantage. On top of that, with futures, you also do have an easier barrier to entry because everything's a lot cheaper. Once you pass it, you pay the activation fee, whatever. So it's like if you're going to be spending, for example, $1,000 in a 200K CFD firm account, that's $1,000 you spent. Whereas with Top Step, if you go for a 150K eval, it's like $150 plus VAT, $178.
Wow.
Okay, so the barrier to entry is a lot easier. So for some people in the psychology sense, it's like cool because I've not spent I haven't spent $2,000 on a 200K or a $500 on a 100K. I've only spent that $150. That might take the psychological pressure because it's a financial burden that's being lifted off your head. Of course, after you pass it, you've got to pay the activation fee, but you don't have to pay that fee until you pass. Does it make sense?
Okay.
So that might be an aspect of things. I can't really speak on that because I'm not in a position where, like, alhamdulillah, I'm not in a position where I have to worry about the money aspect of things. So I couldn't really speak on that. But I feel like the barrier to entry and the fact that it's a lot cheaper makes it easier for the trader psychologically, especially traders that don't have money or aren't in a position to spend money on accounts, to perform better, if that makes sense.
Most prop firms make you jump through 2 phases before you can even touch real capital. If you've got a solid strategy and you're confident in your trading, you do not need that. And this is why we like Equity Edge, because they have made the process easier for you guys that want to trade instantly. No challenges, no waiting, straight funding. Pick your account size, verify, and start trading immediately. You can scale, withdraw easily, and keep up to 90% of your profits. You can request a payout 14 days after your first trade. So if you're ready to skip the games and get instantly funded, click the link down below and join Equity Edge.
That makes so much sense. And you know what is absolutely crazy? When I started trading with FTMO 6 years ago, it was £149 for a 10K account. Like, that is actually insane.
That's crazy.
It's insane the way that these newer props have completely changed the game for traders.
Absolutely.
Like, it's actually crazy. Like, $150 would get you 150K valuation on futures, but if you go to FTMO, you're paying the same price for a 10K.
You know, I'm not sure. Actually, you probably do remember those days when with FTMO or my Forex funds, you used to have 30 days to pass a phase 1, 30 days to pass a phase 2. Like the game was rigged from the beginning. Like now that I think about it, in the position where the prop space is right now, being asked to make 10% in 30 days, it was basically a scam if you actually think, unless you're buying like 4 accounts and you're full porting them and you're rotating them, there's no way you're doing 10% within that first month. The first 2 weeks, you'd be like, you know what, I can try and pass it. Then the last 2 weeks, the last 15 days of the eval, you're now in a position of panic. You're like, I need to get to that stage. I need to get to a position where I can pass this account. Otherwise, I've lost my money. And that in itself is setting you up for failure. Because it's like, cool, now you're not trading to take good trades. You're trading to pass the eval as fast as possible in order to not feel the pressure of the money that you spent on the eval. So it was a weird time back then. I feel like the space has improved and it's a lot more favorable for the trader, but at the end of the day, the house always wins.
Some people say, as you would know, prop firms are a scam, or there are a lot of prop firms that are a scam. What's your take on that? Have you ever had a denied payout?
I've had a denied payout, yes. In terms of the scam aspect of things, I wouldn't say the industry is a scam. I just feel like certain prop firms are problematic because I do believe at some point there will be regulation coming in. And if there's no regulation, then it's going to be a problem. But I do believe, especially with the expo that took place, there was regulatory bodies that did actually attend the expo as well. So it is coming.
Really?
Yes, it is coming. The regulation stuff is coming.
It happened in the US, didn't it?
It happened in the US, of course, and usually when US does something, UK follows. So it's something that's gonna happen. It's just that you just gotta be picky with the prop firms you trade with, and you just gotta make sure that you're investing your money correctly with the right firm. If that makes sense.
So basically, run up your money, gamble, get as many payouts as you can, because listen, you're gonna be fucked soon.
This is what I honestly think is gonna happen.
Not financial advice.
Like in terms of regulation, yeah. With CFD brokers, right, you only get a max leverage of 1 to 30 in the UK. They can't offer you anything else. Like with IC markets, they'll only give you 1 to 30.
Yeah.
But then, of course, you can request to have that increase, and they put you in a jurisdiction in another country. I can't remember which country it is, but then they give you 1 to 500. You have to request it. So I feel like something like that will come into play where instead of like most firms right now for Forex, they offer 1 to 100 leverage, right?
Yeah.
I feel like once regulation does come in, we're going to start seeing 1 to 30s, and that's when people are going to start.
But you know what? I wouldn't be mad at it. I wouldn't be mad at it because of the pure fact that if we are trading 100k or 200k accounts, what do you need 1 to 100 leverage for?
If you're a 1 minute time frame scalper, you need that 1 to 100 leverage.
But I wouldn't be mad at a 1 to 30. Like I really wouldn't. I'd like in the grand scheme of things, I think it would actually be better for people who just gamble.
I've said this before on another podcast. It might be a bit of a controversial take, but I think another thing we should be doing in the industry is increasing the prices of challenges. Like massively. Instead of paying 1k for 200k, it should be
not
like
a trader here supporting the props.
No, but I'm just saying, like, in what world does it make sense to randomly give a stranger or someone who's never had experience playing with that kind of money 200 grand?
But most traders fail.
Exactly. That's understandable, 100%.
And do you know how much money props make off of like £40?
But the way I see it is, if you increase the prices, you're gonna get a certain demographic.
Yeah,
but they don't want that.
But let me land, all right? So you'll get a certain demographic, right? And of course, these individuals, they'll be a lot more serious when it comes to taking these challenges, right? And how do props make money? By advertising their payouts. The more you pay out, yeah, the more a firm is going to get customers. Because at the end of the day, regardless of what perks or like advantages you have during the challenge or the funded phase, everyone just cares about getting paid out, right? So if you were to do that, you'd have serious individuals taking the challenges. These serious individuals also make sure that they're respecting their accounts and actually getting to that payout stage. And then you'd have more payouts because the guys that are taking it seriously are actually, like taking it seriously. And then you can advertise the payouts and people will still buy. But it's something that the whole industry has to do together. It can't just be, like 50% of them do it and 50% of them don't, because then you're still going to have bottom feeders go to the 50% that don't, and that's going to cause more problems for them.
I agree.
Makes sense.
So why don't you start your own prop firm?
I would never do it. I've seen people start prop firms. I've seen the stress. I've seen the headaches they've gone through.
Yeah.
I ain't got the mental capacity to.
We got asked.
We were offered.
We thought about it for a split second. Like
we thought about that can change our life.
Yeah, like.
if you think about, for example, I use TG as an example, one-of-one funding, right? So I don't think he started the prop, and I believe the prop could have done very, very well. But why did it fail?
Because he was scamming
Back-end
money grabber.
operations, exactly. The back-end okay, that's your opinion, but I feel like with the client, like the volume of clients that he had and whatever, the back end was the issue. So if he had fixed the back end of that, if he had proper operations, if he had payouts going out, there wasn't a money issue. I feel like one-of-one funding could have been the next FTMO. Generally speaking, it's just the fact that he was used as the face of the firm, and the guys behind it couldn't.
That was definitely Angelo.
Who's that?
You don't know who Angelo is?
I don't know
He
who
has
Angelo-
like 10 firms, so not anymore.
He was the funded trader, the CEO.
Okay, fairs.
But he's like, you would be surprised how many firms he's
SFT.
behind.
Okay.
Do you know now?
Secure the bag.
I don't know who he is, but
secure the bag. You know.
No, I'm not on Twitter that much. I'll be real.
Oh yeah,
I only started recently
Yeah,
jumping on Twitter.
You wouldn't know.
So
no,
that's what it is. But fairs.
But no, anyone who's like has any firm that has the influencer as the face of the brand, and they're the owner, not just have Tennis Angelo.
Okay, fairs.
Because ultimately
Angelo's printing then. What's he doing? Is he taking like a 15% rev split?
Well, no, he owns it, but essentially, prop firms will use someone for their clout until they can't use them no more. Then they'll go to someone else, and that's what he does with the owners essentially of the prop firms.
It's funny you say that because there's actually one tech provider that I know in Dubai. So I'm not gonna mention the name because I don't want to ruin the relationship, but he'll basically go up to influencers and he'll offer them a 30k startup to start their own firm. You just have to invest 30k and he takes 15% revenue. That business model is very, very good because even if the firm goes down, all the backlash goes on the influencer and he's still getting 15% of the revenue that's coming through. So
it don't affect him.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a smart business model. Whether it's ethical or not is a conversation to be had, but money's money at the end of the day.
No facts. And in this industry, flip me, the unethicalness of the things that happen, everyone would just turn a blind eye anyway. No one cares.
I wonder how many NDAs you guys have signed.
A lot.
Is it?
Fairs. To be fair, a lot of them are probably void now because the company doesn't even exist.
They don't even exist anymore.
But yeah, we know a lot of.
But still, we need to keep them because then people might not want to work with us because they'll think that we are not gonna. Stick to
no facts. But there was a time. So back when I was working at Bespoke Funding, basically all of the major firms were working with, oh my god, what was it called? There was one, I don't know if it was the broker or the liquidity provider, but they all had the same one basically, and they were all in like this group chat. They all had shared data. So if let's say you were hedging on against
I know there's a group chat. They'll ask, I know about that. They'll ask, oh, has this trader hedged on this? Yeah,
and then they would ban the traders.
Yeah,
but it's crazy because that doesn't happen anymore. Like if you want to hedge against different firms now, that is so doable.
There's actually a top step method. You know, I've never shared this, but I've recently done the maths. All you've got to do, to part, it'll cost you around $700, but you're guaranteed to pass the top step. You load up an IC account with $2,000. Okay, wait, I've got the maths here. One sec.
This is not
financial advice,
but it's a method. I've never shared it, but I'm gonna share it today. All right. So what you wanna do, is you wanna buy a top step 150k. This is for 150k. This is a method for 150k. Yeah. So you buy a top step for 150k, the 150k one. That'll cost you in the UK with VAT $178. All right. So what you do is there's 2 trading days that you have to do 50% consistency, whatever it might be. So on the first day, you hedge your top step against your IC markets with $2,000 inside it with 3 lots, on 150 contracts on the micro Dow Jones. So US 30 on IC and then micro Dow Jones on top step. Put $150 contracts on top step and put 3 lots in the opposite direction on your IC live funded live brokerage account. Cool. That passes. Great. Yeah, you've lost the trade on the live, but you've made the trade on the top step. After that, the next day, what you do is then you double your risk on your IC. You put 6 lots on, because then if it does blow, you made back the money that you spent on the challenge. And then you do another 150 lots, whatever direction, hedge it. So if that passes, you've passed. Great activation fee. If that fails, then you've made back the money with Yeah, I see. So it's three lots day 1, 6 lots day 2 US 30 on IC, and then 150 micro contracts on micro contracts or Dow Jones micro Dow Jones contracts 150, and then you do that for 2 days. You're guaranteed to pass within $700-800.
That's crazy.
That's literally the method.
That is Zaki's secret sauce.
Yeah, I haven't tried that though.
So
I wouldn't recommend.
It hasn't been tried and tested.
But the maths makes sense, and if I knew that, then I would have spent $8,000 top step last month.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. So
Well,
you could
now
have
you can try it and then everyone know.
Let us know.
Yeah.
So we want to talk about something, because I think this is probably the most well-kept secret in the entire trading industry. Zaki just pops out one day with a photo on Instagram of, I am now a dad.
It's been a rough 2 weeks, let's just say.
Well, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I was so like gobsmacked when I saw it. I was like, oh my God, like, that's amazing. I love that. How are you settling into fatherhood?
Well, today, obviously, I had this podcast scheduled in last night. I got no sleep. I had an appointment at 9:30 this morning. I was going to get a haircut for this podcast. I was going to get a whole outfit for the podcast, whatever. That didn't happen because no time. I've come in. I'm not in my A game right now. I'm struggling through, but it's one of the most fulfilling feelings you can ever feel. I don't think I've ever felt anything like that in my entire life. Like, for example, like when I first, like when my wife gave birth, and then afterwards, like my son opened his eyes and I made eye contact with him. There was some sort of, I don't know what kind of chemical my brain released, but I've never felt like that in my entire life. It's the most beautiful feeling. And of course, right now, these past 2 weeks have been difficult in the sense that I'm not getting any sleep. But it's like, I know for a fact, after this period goes back, I'm gonna be like, yeah, let's get another one. My wife's already like, yeah, let's get another one. And she's still
Really?
recovering.
No.
And she's like, yeah, let's get another one.
Yeah, but I say do it back to back.
Yeah, do it back to back. That's what I did.
That's
what I did, back to back.
But it's chucked me in the deep end of it. I'm 24 as well, so.
Does it make you want to work harder as
absolutely. But it makes me want to work harder, but at the same time, it kind of makes me realize, and it gave me this realization that it's not all about the money, if that makes sense. Like yes, I need the money. I need to grind harder, but it's like, if it comes down to spending time with my son and my wife and going to a meeting or, work, I'm not going to say I definitely would, it depends on what's more important, but oftentimes I'll be more inclined to spend time with my wife. And if that's a good thing, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I'm not too sure. We'll find out over time, but it's an amazing feeling.
I think even just for now, like just for the moment, like obviously it's fresh.
Yeah.
Like she would be on maternity, you would be on paternity anyway. So I think
I've not been on paternity. My wife hates me right now.
Well,
not even trading. I've got another.
You're here.
Yeah, I'm here. I've got an agency that I work on as well. So it's literally like, for the agency stuff, the week after she gave birth, normally people take 2 weeks off, right? That week after, I didn't take the time off. Instead, I just did half days. So from 12 onwards, I would disappear and then come back after I come back from gym. And right now, my wife hates me because of that. If she gets postpartum depression, it's probably going to be my fault. But the grand.
But I think, just speaking from a woman's perspective, she will appreciate that in the long run, because as much as it's probably hard for her right now, one day she's going to look back and say, like, she'll have that respect for you as a man, because you've still done what you felt like you've had to do for your family and for the future of that family.
Yeah. So private school's 120 grand per year.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So when she's got nannies that are helping, she's going to be like, you know what? I hear it, babe.
Yeah. She's not like that. Like, I'll give you an example, yeah. It's like, in my apartment, we have cleaners, right? As in, the building provides cleaners. She doesn't like them coming into her space and cleaning. But then during her pregnancy, she was in a period where she couldn't actually do it. So I'd try and get the cleaner in, and she'd get annoyed. So she hates when other people
helping
not helping in the sense that just helping, but like taking
like
over her.
Like
taking away her womanly responsibilities. I was gonna say
that's a good wife.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Oh, and your two story, we're going to talk about this on the next podcast, but your two story of how you met. She hated him.
Yeah.
No way.
I told you, didn't I?
Yeah.
So I made this TikTok video. So apart from trading, I do content outside of trading, right? So I've got 2 personalities on social media, Zaki and then there's Cypher, which is the trading stuff. The Zaki stuff is more to do with just me as an individual, just content, right? So years ago, I made this post where I basically done a green screen with a list of things I need for my woman, right? And it was proper like red pill hardcore stuff, like, oh, I don't want you breathing around another man, stuff like that. And she saw it. Yeah, this is before she even met me. No, she saw it and then she sent it into her girls group chat saying this guy's never gonna get married. Fast forward. Here we are.
Love that.
That's
Yeah,
so
it's a blessing, 100%.
Right, we're gonna do a little hot take.
Go on.
Everyone who's retires from trading by 30 is either lying or insanely lucky. Do you agree?
By 30, as in they stop trading at 30.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a lie because, okay, so the way trading is portrayed on social media right now is, okay, cool. I'm going to trade for a couple hours a day and then I'm free the whole day and I don't have to do anything, right? I can be a lazy bum, whatever it might be. That isn't the kind of grind you should, that's not the mindset you should be having. Like, yes, trading can make you money, but like, what else are you doing apart from trading? Like, I'm 24. I'm in the position where I can just trade and not do anything else and it'll make me income. But I'm not building anything. I'm not building a business, not building anything that's going to be generational. At the end of the day, the money that I make on the charts, it's not going to impact my family like 2 generations down the line. Does that make sense? So, like right now, I have no time because I'm trading, but at the same time, I'm doing the agency stuff. I'm trying to build something. At some point, the agency stuff will get it'll be more fruitful, more rewarding in terms of money, and it'll also take a lot more of my time that I might just stop trading. And I think that should be everyone's goal. It's like, cool, use trading as your avenue, as your initial startup to sort yourself out, whatever it might be. But there should always be something that you're working towards. So if someone's saying that, okay, cool, I quit trading by 30, what have you done during that time period apart from trading? If there's nothing that you've built, then I'll be like, all right, cool, something's fishy. But if you've actually been actively building something in the back end, trying to create something, and then you've retired by 30, that's more believable, if that makes sense.
That is such a great take. And that is literally what I believe. Trading is my vehicle to make the money that I need to do what I need to do.
Yeah.
To have the generational wealth.
Exactly.
Like, I don't believe that trading will, like, we debate about this a lot. I don't believe that trading will make me like generation, like it's going to make me rich and wealthy, but like in terms of like generational wealth.
I like that way you said it today.
That's not, Katie's always on to me. She's like, stop saying that it's not going to make you rich. Like, no, it will make me rich.
Yeah.
But when I talk about wealth and rich, I'm thinking like yachts, mansions for like generations.
Yeah, because the guys with yachts, they're not trading.
Do you know what I'm saying?
The traders, they've got courses, they've got this business.
Exactly. They've got other stuff going on in the back end. So
sponsors, everything.
Exactly. Especially influencers as well.
Yeah.
So
I think trading's a good way to make quick money because it's a skill.
Yeah.
But ultimately, you have to have multiple streams of income.
Yeah, 100%. And again, the fact that it's a skill, not everyone can pick it up. Like me, myself, I'm in a position where I've made trading work. My second brother, he's tried to do it and it's not worked out for him, right? He's had one payout and then after that, nothing. And he's just given up.
It's not for everyone.
I don't expect my son to be able to absorb that and be able to trade. Like if he can, great, but it's not a skill that everyone can get, if that makes sense.
100. Okay, right. So last thing we're gonna do, we've brought in something to like spice up the podcast a little bit. I know you're looking at it like, oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? So we are doing Jelly Bean Challenge, and it's basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna ask you a question that may be a little bit controversial. You can either answer the question or you can forfeit and take one of the jelly beans.
They're halal as well.
They are halal.
Lovely.
Let us know, let the viewers that's not watching and they're listening, let us know what you get. Options.
Right. First question. The worst prop firm that you've ever either traded with or worked with?
The worst prop firm, I would say it would be, there's one firm. Let me just make sure I get the name right.
You're going to say some random one from like South Africa or something.
No. No, actually, I got it. Funded Next.
Oh,
Funded Next, absolutely.
Can you tell us why?
Before
Five said that as well, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Funded Next, absolutely. So I've said this story before, yeah. And so basically what they done was, this was before I jumped on the social media game, right? For trading, I was on social media before, but for trading, I passed a 10K. This was like years ago. I passed a 10K. I was up 10% on the account, so I was gonna get paid out of bag. And what ended up happening was, randomly I got an email that said account's been breached for news trading. I'm like, cool, let me have a look at the trades. They sent a screenshots of a bunch of the trades. I'm like, cool, let me go look into my MT5 and see whether or not it correlates. MT5 history's been wiped. Okay.
Sounds very similar to a firm I was with.
Wait. It gets better. So I'm like, cool, MT5 history's been wiped, but surely the trades will be there on the dashboard. I've gone on the dashboard. Dashboard's been wiped. I can't say nothing. At this point, I don't have any influencer power to take this onto social media, etc.
Oh, no.
So I was up 10. I think it was 10%, and I think it was like my third or fourth payout that I ever got in my entire.
Wait, just for £1,000 as well?
Yeah, $1,000.
That's not even 1,000.
Yeah,
either.
so it's like £700.
Wow.
Yeah, but the MT5, MT4, MT5, I can't remember, got wiped. The dashboard got wiped, and then from there, I tried thinking it. At that point, they were doing this thing where every single trader gets a designated manager or a designated person that you can speak to.
Oh.
Yeah, they were doing this over Telegram. So I basically asked him, he wasn't replying, and then afterwards, I just left it. There's not much I could have done.
That is so annoying.
And what's funny is they're in my DMs right now asking me for affiliate. So they came to me for affiliate, yeah. I'm like, cool, let me explore what they think. So I go, okay, 20 grand a month, yeah. That's what I do. Yeah, I'm taking the piss at this moment because I would never do it.
You said
you said.
Yeah. So I said, yeah. I was like, you know what? I was like 20,000 GBP per month, yeah. Talking back and forth, they were like, oh, we can't do 20,000. I go to 7,000. Then they sat on 5.5. I would never have taken the deal. It was just that I wanted to see
how far
it would go. So I started off at 20. They went down to 7, and they settled on 5.5. And then I'm like, okay, cool. That's.
But you know what? You got your receipts now for any.
Yeah, exactly.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's wild.
But again, Funded Next, if you're gonna be paying me 20 grand, we can have another conversation.
Worst trading influencer in the industry.
So we have got either. Let me spin that.
No, you can't do that.
No respin.
No, because they went in the middle of.
Okay,
right.
Okay.
So we've got kiwi or sea salt.
Okay.
How do we?
Hey man, unscrew it.
That didn't work. Unscrew it from
just
where?
unscrew it. Take one out the pot. Whatever colour.
No, unscrew the red bit.
Okay, and then just take a green one.
Yeah.
All right, fairs. Got kiwi. Nice.
That's really annoying. Do you think that people fake payouts and prop firms help them fake payouts?
Yes, and I'll give you a story. I'm not going to mention the firm because I'm not trying to get sued. But there is one firm that reached out to me. They do it with a lot of big influencers as well. They basically pay for your lifestyle. They pay for your marketing. They help you with fake screenshots and fake payouts. You just have to get them affiliate sales. And I've had that offer sent to me.
You don't want to say who?
I'm not going to say who.
So then you have to spin.
No.
Yeah.
I answered the question.
But you're not. Okay, my next question is, who is it?
Is it a big firm?
Yeah, massive firm. One of the biggest, cola and mushroom.
That one's apparently rubbish.
I suppose if you like mushrooms, it's not that deep, is it? So
I got mushroom. Nice.
Is it nice?
No, I got my man. Oh.
You have to eat it.
It tastes like, mushroom sauce you get with steak. Not that bad.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
Okay. Thank you so much for coming on. We definitely have to do a part 2 from like deeper into father life and deeper into who Zaki
100%
is like as a person. And also about the agency as well, because I actually didn't even know that about you. But anyway, thank you so much for coming on. As always, guys, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss any of our episodes. Thank you for watching, and we will see you again next week.